Recording in progress. Okay.
Hi, so how are you? Welcome to Hangman Entertainment.
Nice to be here. Thanks for having me.
Excellent. How are you? You okay?
Yes, I'm great. I'm very busy at the moment. Lots of things to do, whatever. Who cares?
Yeah.
Ah,
Um, with these interviews, I like to go back all the way to the beginning.
okay.
What was what was your life like growing up, and what got you into music and eventually guitar playing?
When I grew up, when I was a kid, I was born and raised in a street where it wasn't that good. It was sometimes the South Bronx of my hometown. It was tough fight sometimes. I grew up in that era, but who cares, I mean, I'm not living now there. I'm living in a different part of my hometown. It's much better
Yeah,
now. It started actually when I was interested in music when I first heard, I think it was Cliff Richard, British artist Sir Cliff Richard. Congratulations when he had his record out in 1968 when I was 8 years old. You see, I'm an old man right now, but
yeah,
I loved that track. And then I heard some German things and whatever. And then at the beginning of the 70s, I think it was 71 or 72, I saw Deep Purple performing on TV. I can't remember which track, but I saw Richie Blackmore throwing the guitar in the air. And I said, whoa, what the fuck is that? I want to do it sometime. And it
yeah,
got me interested in playing the guitar. I saw the Fender, he was playing the Fender Strat. I recognized Jimi Hendrix was playing the Fender Stratocaster too. And I said, whoa, that's amazing. And that was the idea behind it. I said, I want to do it. Sometime I want to do it too.
Can you can you remember your very first guitar you bought?
Oh yeah, it was an acoustic guitar, of course. I got it to my 12th birthday in 1972 from my parents. It was just a regular acoustic guitar with nylon strings on it, nylon. I
Yeah,
hate
yeah,
nylon strings. I played it, I tried, my father teach me one chord. It was a C major, and that's it. He didn't know more. He said, okay, what else? And then I had education. I went to a guitar teacher, and I think it was once a week or two times, no, once a week, and he teach me all the ground chords, like what is it, and then he said, no, we have to learn some notes to write notes. I say, okay, I'm off. I don't want to do that. And the rest is self-teach. I listen to clips
yeah.
on TV at that time, because there was no internet, there was no YouTube, there was nothing. And I studied the all other guitar players. I watched everybody. They're doing it there and they're doing it there. Okay. And I tried to hook up, whatever.
Do you have a guitarist which you um still look up to now, being either still alive or passed away?
I'm sorry, I didn't get the question.
Is there a guitarist
Yeah.
which is
Ah,
either passed away or still alive which you look up to now?
of course, first ever biggest influence, Richie Blackmore. He was the main guy who get me started. And then
Yeah,
then later I discovered UFO with Michael Schenker. And
yeah,
then I remember that it was in 1974 in July. It was a festival in my hometown. It was the first rock concert I ever attended. I think I was 14, just, yeah, 1 month I was 14. I was there. There was UFO playing with Michael Schenker and Paul Chapman, both guitarists.
yeah,
Oh, that was great. I loved it. I said, wow, this is a cool guitar player too. And later on, I discovered Hendrix, Jimmy Page, whatever,
yeah,
lots of other.
yeah. All three of them amazing guitarists. Me,
Yeah.
it's got to be Ace Frehley because I'm a massive Kiss fan.
Okay.
He's to me is something special. But um, let's talk about the band and your current lineup. You'll have to excuse me if I get in pronunciations wrong.
No problem. I help you.
You've gone vocals, Johnny Gialli,
Johnny Gioeli. Johnny Gioeli.
right?
Oh, yeah.
Volker Crouchcheck.
Yeah, yeah, cool.
Oh, I'm happy with that. Ferdy Dunberg.
Dunbar. Yeah, cool. Right.
And you've got Bobby Randinelli.
Right. Yes.
on drums. How did your current lineup come to fruition?
Oh, Volker, the bass player, and Freddie, the keyboard player, they're the longest in my band. I think I know Volker since 1978. He used to be the bass player on the first two Steeler records, so I know him a long time.
Yeah,
Yeah, even more than my ex-wife. Longer, I mean. Sorry. And Ferdy is there, I think he joined in 1997, and Johnny is there since 1998, so 26 years already doing the
yeah,
vocals in my band. And Bobby was the latest, he joined in, I think, 2013, so it's 11 years in the band. I love them
yeah,
all, they're all great. And
yeah,
the chemistry between all those guys is perfect, I,
yeah,
I can rely on them either in the studio or live. They're great. I love them. Yeah.
yeah. With the brand new album, Risen Symbol, um, I listened to it today for the first time. We've got to be very, very careful with putting the review out because it's next week or still. Uh, I listened to it and it's amazing. It is a brilliant, brilliant album. And
Thank
I
you so
even
much.
like the cover
Yeah.
song.
Thank you so
And
much. Much appreciated. Thank
yeah,
you.
well, why did you choose Led Zeppelin as a song to cover?
In the past, I did two cover albums, and once in a while, I'm putting a cover track as a bonus track on a digipack or whatever. So
Yeah,
this song, Led Zeppelin's "Immigrant Song," it followed me since 1972 when it came out, but it's
yeah,
only 2.5 minutes long or 2:40 or whatever. And I
yeah,
said, one time I want to cover this great track. And
yeah,
I never had the chance to build something around it because never something really good came to my mind. But now with this album, with all the different kind of oriental feeling songs which I already wrote, in
yeah,
mind, I say, I know what I have to do now, and I changed the arrangement. And of course, I stick to the original concerning
yeah,
this part and the vocals line, whatever. And I build it, and everybody said, "Wow, this is great. This is different, but it's great."
yeah.
I
Oh, it's a
love it.
brilliant song.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
right. Yeah,
It's one of my favorite Led Zeppelin songs.
yeah.
So to listen to yourself um, covering it is brilliant. Yeah.
Thank you.
Can you tell me a bit about the rest of the album? How long it took to write? Your writing and recording process, which you
Right.
go through the album.
Okay, of course, I have to tell you that I'm always writing. When I just close the door, the
Yeah,
record is done. I'm turning back home, put on the gear in my house, and after 3 or 4 days, I'll pick up the guitar just for practicing a bit or playing a bit. Suddenly, a
yeah,
riff comes to my mind. I always have a cell phone with me. I press the recording button of the voice recorder, so,
yeah,
just to keep the idea. And I'm always doing that. Once in a while, I go to the grocery store buying some meat, and suddenly a melody comes to my mind. I put out my cell phone, press the recording button, and hum the melody in there. And all the people say, "This guy's nuts." I don't give a shit about that.
yeah,
What I'm doing. And then I sit down and put that's probably 3 4 months before I enter the studio. I sit down on a big sheet of paper and said, okay, idea number 238 fits perfectly to idea number 7, for example. I put these things together, and then I'm
yeah,
doing my demos in my house. So the demos in my house, I started at mid-September last year. I'm just sorry, my bass player. Fuck you. Not now. My cell phone, sorry.
no,
Uh,
it's all right.
I started mid-September last year with recording my demos. I played all the guitars, the bass, the keyboard. I sang myself with my own melody lines and whatever. And then I think I finished after 6 weeks or 6 or 7 weeks. And then we went to the studio at the 4th of December last year. We recorded every instrument and the vocals. No, not the vocals. Every instrument till Christmas, the
Yeah,
22nd. Then we took a break over Christmas and New Year, and we mixed the record starting on the 7th or 8th of January this year. And then yeah, it took another 12 days to mix, to the mastering, and then it was done. Yeah.
it's a brilliant, brilliant album.
Thank you.
Finally, I let you get off. I don't know if you've got other interviews lined up for today. Finally, touring. will you be out touring the album, and
Yeah.
will we be seeing you in the UK?
I knew that question was coming. I knew it. Yeah, everybody's asking. Yeah, we start actually this year on next month on the 13th of July. It's the first show this year in Bulgaria, the festival. I
Yeah,
think we're co-headlining it, but the next day is Deep Purple. Same day, Mr. Big is playing. I don't know who else. Lots of different bands. Anyway, we
yeah,
did a few summer shows. We're playing the Germans' famous Wacken Festival again. I think for the sixth, seventh, or eighth time. I can't remember, on the big stage. That
yeah.
was pretty exciting. And then what? Oh, your daughter?
No, it's my dog. It says.
The dog is talking?
No, no, he's pulling his teddy bear part, and
Ah, his name is Colin.
yeah, he's making that little noises in the background.
I love dogs. I love dogs. I have two in my house. They're great. I love dogs and cats. And
Yeah, Ralph Flyers.
yeah. So back to your question, and then we're starting our own headlining tour at the beginning of October, run through the whole October. That's only the first leg of the tour. The
Yeah,
second leg we'll do next year between, I think, February and beginning of May, somewhere in this time. There's no UK, unfortunately, at this time, but
yeah,
I hope that we might be able on the second leg to include some shows. I would love to play the UK. I love the UK. We
yeah,
played several times in London. The problem always was and is the first time we played in London in a club called Underworld.
yeah, yeah.
It was
Calm down.
sold. I think 5 tickets were left to be sold out. So the audience went wild. It was great. So 2 years later, the English promoter said, "Oh, we have to go to a bigger venue because the last time it was nearly sold out." And
Yeah,
okay, we went to the bigger venue with capacity of 1,200, whatever, and only half of the people showed up. Only 250, and we made a minus. And the
yeah,
promoter said, "Well, I don't know why, Phil." So that's a problem to get the promoter right, to pay the right money. I don't want to get rich on tour. I never will be rich
yeah,
because I'm playing live, but I don't want to lose money, and that's my intention. I would love
yeah.
to play the UK. Maybe it will happen. I don't know.
Well, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
I will be praying, because I'd love to hear those songs in the live setup, because it, it is riff driven to fuck.
Yeah. Thank
So
you so much. Thank you.
it's
Very
a brilliant
much
album. This has been absolutely fantastic speaking to you. I don't want to keep you any longer, but I'll put down on the website, I'll put down all your socials so people can come and follow you, and my review will be going up. Probably, well, it'll be going up next week before I go to Download Festival. So
Oh, great.
yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. But this has been brilliant. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your time. Thanks for having me. Very
Yeah,
much appreciated.
and good luck with the album.
Thank you so much.
Right, speak to you soon.
Speak to you soon.
Take care.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.